You ever hear people yelling about how AI is evil and they'll never touch it? Well, let's talk about that. Everybody's screaming about how AI is poisoning Black communities. But quiet as it's kept, the same phone they record that outrage on is powered by cobalt, dug up by African children, dug up by African kids. So let's talk about selective outrage. The Democratic Republic of the Congo provides the bulk of the world's cobalt, providing roughly 70 to 74% of the world's cobalt. And that cobalt is used to power your cell phones, to power your laptops, to power your EVs, and yes, to power the AI servers that's been deeply embedded into society at this point. The focus right now is on a town in Memphis, Boxtown, which is a historically Black community. And we're going to come back to that. But first, let's put it all into perspective, just how egregious this plot is, and how whether your outrage is directed to Elon Musk servers that are in Memphis or technology as a whole, it's all justifiable outrage. But let's be clear. The outrage cannot be selective. The outrage is whole. There was a major Amnesty International investigation that revealed that the artisanal mines in southern DRC, those mines are being mined by children as young as 7. And we're talking digging through these tunnels, unstable tunnels by hand. No robots, no automation, just African bodies. And UNICEF, in a follow-up report, revealed that roughly 40,000 African children are working in these mines to feed our battery supply chains. 40,000 children. And they rotate these children out because obviously many of them don't survive. So when we say that AI is evil and we'll never touch it, while clutching a cell phone powered by cobalt, which also powers AI, we need to make it make sense. There's no time for comfortable blind spots. So we need to peel the whole thing back and look at it for what it is. Environmental racism committed by the same tech bros that are benefiting each day from domestic and global exploitation. Now, let's talk about Boxtown in particular. A historically Black community founded by freed Black folks who literally built the town out of scraps. Okay? Given nothing, no resources, just cut loose, good luck. Well, as resilient as Black people are, this is what we do. So we built this town by hand from boxcar scraps, which is hence the name Boxtown. But boxcar scraps were used to build homes in this community. These communities had to fight the Byhalia Pipeline at one point with their crude oil tunnels were planned to go straight through Boxtown, just like they always have. When they build highways, when they lay fiber, when they're doing anything infrastructure related, as they say, the path of least resistance is cutting right through a Black community. There's plenty that shows the number of refineries and industrial sites that's been literally built right dead smack through and in the middle of Black communities. Hence the reason why these communities have higher cancer rates, higher asthma rates, and other health disparities. Now add AI on top of an already fragile situation. Elon Musk, XAI supercomputers, which were strategically placed in Memphis, is by no accident. Do I use AI? Absolutely. Am I using XAI or anything by Elon Musk? Absolutely not. Are servers in general powered by cobalt? Absolutely. So you see, the problem is much bigger than AI. And this recent incident in Boxtown just put on the map what many people like myself have always known, have always worked to expose, and that's environmental racism. So this isn't about attacking any one individual user of tools that, and at this point, you can't even escape because AI is embedded in just about every search engine. It's embedded in most medical technology. It's embedded in research-driven platforms and databases. It's literally everywhere. So they're forcing us all to participate whether we like it or not. But we have to be selective about what we choose to participate in, but not selective in the outrage. We can be pissed the hell off about the whole situation, but we have no right to demonize anyone that's using AI as a part of their job, or it's their career, or they have no escape from it. We can demonize those people that are getting new cell phones every 12 to 18 months because why? Especially when we understand the statistics of what's happening in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Why is this able to happen? Before we blame the Africans for allowing this extraction, let's remember neo-colonialism. The question is, why is the future of technology being powered by African exploitation? Whether we're talking your cell phone or an AI server, why is the overall future of technology constantly on the backs of African people? Whether it's environmental racism or violent extraction and plundering of resources, we can't escape it. Yet online, the outrage gets chopped up. When it's kids in the DRC mining for that cobalt that's powering our laptops, our cell phones, our data centers, our electric vehicles, we get, oh, that's unfortunate, and right back to scrolling. Meanwhile, free Congo, free Sudan, but we're contributing to that. We say, that's unfortunate, but I still need my new upgrade. I mean, really? When it's black neighborhoods, like Boxtown, we get, why are you all complaining about progress? Meanwhile, they've literally just poisoned a community. So progress for who? When it's AI is taking over, suddenly everybody's a moral philosopher. The problem is not just AI. It's not that AI is bad. The problem is colonial energy in tech systems that treat African land and black bodies, whether they are in the North America or in Africa, as expendable, as sacrifice for the greater good of progress that we're rarely ever able to take advantage of. So if we're going to drag AI and expose people like Elon Musk, which we should every day be yelling from the rooftops, boycott Grok. Let's start somewhere, right? Let's start with Grok. Let's start with a known on the record apartheid sympathizing racist who strategically located one of the blackest communities in the United States of America to locate his data center. Let's start there. Let's chisel and pick apart the beast. But let's start where it's most tangible, where we actually have control. And that's boycotting Grok to start. We need to demand alternatives to powering our batteries. Is cobalt really the only way? We need to boycott pipelines in black and indigenous communities. We need to make sure unpermitted turbines and dirty generators in South Memphis are removed. And we most importantly need to confront a global system of colonization that treat black communities and black bodies from Kolwezi to Boxtown as disposable infrastructure, casualties for the greater good of progress. Because until we deal with cobalt as a whole, until we deal with that, calling AI the problem is just high-level hypocrisy. You cannot blame an algorithm and not blame the battery, enabling us to film the complaint. We can't condemn AI pollution, but stay silent about crude oil pipelines, toxic facilities, and extractive industries that have harmed Black communities for decades. Not just in Memphis, but across this continent, as well as the African continent. We remain the commodity for their luxury and their convenience. And when will it stop? So again, if we're going to talk about the environmental racism, we need to talk about it all. Cope.